Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today I have a very exciting video for you guys. Here I have the Slab Mini. Now this is a Hitbox leverless style controller that is made from ARCADEPCB out on Etsy. I will link them down in the description below if you guys are interested in picking one of these up. On a side note, if you guys hear dogs barking in the background, I apologize. Neighbors' dogs are getting a little rowdy. Okay, first things first. If you're not familiar with leverless style controllers, essentially you have down, left, right, and up. And this is going to replace the use of an arcade stick. That allows you to do a lot of things in the realm of customability. Now what I mean by that is usually when you have a lever on an arcade stick, that's a pretty thick piece of machinery that goes underneath the lever. So you'll have a lot of boxage that goes underneath the arcade stick. And with this, each one of these buttons is actually a cherry profile keycap. Now one thing that I like about this board compared to some of the other customized Hitbox style controllers that I've seen is that they use Khalil switches, which is a slim style of keycap switch, whereas this you have the full size. It makes it a wee bit thicker, however it doesn't really bother me at all. I actually quite prefer it because with the full size style key switches, that just gives you the world of possibility in terms of upgrading this, which these keycaps switches and the keycaps are all hot swappable, so no soldering is required to change any of these out. Alright, so first up, let's take a look at all of the buttons that we have here. You have your S1, which is back. You have start, guide, L3, RS, capture, left, down, right, up, AX, well basically your punches, your kicks, all three. Another very cool thing with this stick here is that little OLED screen down here. It shows you what buttons you are pushing. It also shows you which SOCD that you are in. SOCD is simultaneous oppositional cardinal directions of sorts. Now this one came with the neutral SOCD, which is what Capcom is mandating for their tournaments. Basically, if you push up and down at the same time, it gives you a neutral. It used to be where if you held down and then pushed up, your character would jump, but now if you hold down and push up, your character just stands up in a neutral position. I've been playing with this a couple days. My main is Ryu, and let me tell you, I have learned just through trying it out quite a few Shoto shortcuts, I guess I'll call it, utilizing this new SOCD or the old one, the neutral. If you guys want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments down below. You can purchase this for essentially $150 with a 6 to 8 week lead time. That's pretty huge that you could even order this, considering all the other hitboxes that I tried looking at are either out of stock or you can't order them until November, or the Victrix, which is like, I don't know, $400. I think this is most comparable to the Snackbox Mini. However, they are also out of stock, and when I looked on eBay, let me tell you, those prices were not looking too hot. Now, one very awesome thing about this seller, I cannot say enough great things about him, is just for an extra $20, you can get your own custom artwork. So I'm going to be installing this for you guys just to show you how simple it is, but just so you see the quality of this. Check that out. That is super amazing. AlphaAlchemist is my gamer tag I use on Street Fighter. If you want to catch these hands, let me know. Also, if you're curious about the artwork in general, I'll leave a link down to the person who did this for me. It was a very awesome transaction. He got it done in about 2-3 hours, I think, and there was a lot of back and forth where I could customize everything. So very, very grateful that he went and made this for me. But if you do not get artwork, this is how it comes. All of these LEDs are customizable. On the website, it shows you all of the different like thingamajigs you could do to change the colors. As you could see, very good, very clean RGB. However, you can go into the BIOS of this, I guess I would call it, and actually customize what each LED does and looks like and all that, which I'm going to color match to my artwork. Let me throw that on real quick and get back to you guys. So each one of these little Allen keys are very easy to disassemble, and once you have all of those screws out, you can just lift up the top acrylic just like that, and now you could see the underbelly of the board. By the way, the artwork will go in here. So while I have this board nice and deconstructed here, ooh, it was oh, you could also do some back artwork as well in between these two pieces right here. But here you could see all of that goodness, the actual PCB Raspberry Pi stuff here. It's very easy to update and whatnot. Once you hold S2 and plug in the USB-C, you'll be in like the configuration mode. If you guys want to see like more in depth of that, I'll drop a link of a video down below of Hushmysweet. He goes into how you can like customize this little screen and do all that kind of good stuff. I am not too savvy with that just yet, but if you want to check that out, I'll leave his video down below. So here you can actually see the clear switches. I don't have my keycap puller with me, so I don't want to possibly damage the PCB with just yanking it out. But as you can see, that is very easy to get to, and you don't need to remove any of these switches to actually get to the artwork and whatnot. I also really like how the Slab Mini logo and all of the controls are down here inside of this slab. That way when you put your artwork on, you don't lose like what makes this board, you know, its uniqueness underneath that. I think that's a nice little touch. Alright, let me throw that back on. Alrighty. First sandwich on. By the way, be careful of these little LED pipes right here. They are fragile and they can break. Just lay this on here. Make sure the LEDs go through. Okay, everything looks nice and set. I'll line it up with the OLED screen. Make sure that that is nice and clean. Sandwich this on. Be careful of those LEDs. And boom. Alright, let me get all of these screws back in. I'll get right back to you guys. Now, as you can see, here we are, my custom light layout with those clear keycaps. I got red for directional, light blue for all of your attacks, purple for the mix. I think it goes really nice with the whole color scheme I have. Awesome little gamer tag, Ryu right there. All around super happy with this. Just to show you guys how this looks with the light turned off, because it is a clear body, you do get a very cool aesthetic when you're playing games at night. And you can control the brightness and all that with the hotkeys or hot macros, however you want to put it. It's super awesome. Okay, really quick, because this is essentially like a modded keyboard, let's do the sound check. Now what's awesome about this is if you are into modding keyboards, you could get whatever switches you want, lube them up however you want, and you could also switch these buttons out, but I really like the clear buttons to show that awesome RGB. But here you go. And as you can see, every time I push a button, that little screen shows you exactly which button you are pushing. Now I do want to make a separate video about this bad boy, basically kind of showing some gameplay and what it's like to go from an arcade stick to this. If you want to see that and see some of those Shoto shortcuts I was talking about earlier, please leave a sub, like, and comment on this channel. I really do love hearing from you guys. I will be dropping all the information about this stick and how I made this happen. Oh, I guess it's not even a stick anymore, huh? This board and how I made it happen. A lot of help from a lot of awesome, talented people. I'm very happy with this. I could play with this on my lap. I could play with this on my desk. This is just so small and versatile. It could fit in any kind of little backpack bag. I do plan on getting a 60% keyboard carrying case to throw this in. But then I'm just super happy with this, and all for an insanely good price. I think you guys will be happy with it. The only thing that I do have to mention is if you are a PS5 player, you are going to need that little converter doohickey. I play on PC, so that's not really an issue for me. #bars. But I just thought you guys should know that. I believe ARCADEPCB is working on something in the future to make this PS5 compatible, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Other than that, I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.